from UGC Net Psychology, Unit 1. Emergence of Psychology and Indian Psychology. There's Unit 1 short notes. It's very easy to understand. So you will cover up all the important answers and short keynotes for this. Emergence of Psychology. The psychology evolved from philosophy plus natural sciences. So this is a mixture of psychology. It's a mixture of what? Philosophy and natural sciences. In 1879, Wilhelm Wundt set up the first psychology lab, marking psychology as a scientific discipline. So the early schools where we already learned, right? Structuralism, Functionalism, Gestalt, Behaviorism, Psychoanalysis, Humanism. We all saw all those things. And psychology aims to study behavior and mental process using scientific methods. So the psychology, they use scientific methods to study the psychology. In second point, we learned that Eastern system of psychological thought. So in the Eastern system, why we follow all those things. First, the A point is Bhagavad Gita. What they focus? They focus on self-control. Second, duty, or we call them as dharma, equanimity, emotion regulation. The concepts like Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga emphasizes managing stress, motivation, self-awareness. And the B, second one is Buddhism. It focuses on mindfulness, like detachment, compassion, suffering. So what are the concepts here? The concepts are like 4 noble truths we have. The first one is Eightfold Path. Anatta, like no self. Like we should focus on others, not selfishness. Anicca, that means impermanence. Dukkha, suffering. We should face suffering and pain also. So what is the psychological relevance to this is cognitive control. We are able to control our brain, thoughts, thinking, mind. Second thing is emotion regulation. We are able to regulate our emotions. And the last one is meditation. With the help of this, we are able to meditate well. The C here is Sufism. It emphasizes on love, self-purification, inner transformation. So they are saying that the Sufism, no? Like we focus on love, purifying ourselves, and inner transformation. So what are the concepts? Like nafs, that means ego. We should not have ego. Taskiya, that means purifying the ego. Fana, that means self-dissolution. And ihsan, excellence. So these are the things they focus: ego, purifying the ego, self-dissolution, and excellence. Focus on healing through connectedness, spiritual practice, music, Dukkha. So they focus on like connectivity with the family, the society, with everything, and spiritual practices. They focus on music and more. The D is integral yoga, or it's like by Sri Aurobindo. He is a very famous writer also. He wrote many other works. Union of body, mind, and spirit. They believe that mind, body, spirit, MS, we can shortly remember. They both are, and one more spirit. The 3 are like 3 in 1, Trinity we call them. Aim, what's the aim? Psychological plus spiritual transformation. So psychology and spiritual transformation. They focus on higher consciousness, evolution of mind, supramental consciousness. So they focus on like higher level of things, not just which you learn in this world, but like above that, like high level, heaven, paradise, all those things. The third point here is academic psychology. In India, we started all those things, pre-independence. That means before independence, how psychology was. The first psychology department was in Calcutta University in 1915 only. Okay, that's the first time they start psychology. We should learn the emergence of psychology and history of it, very important as psychology students. Focus on experimental psychology, like psychophysics, test. It was influenced by Western models. Then after what happened, after post-independence, in 1947 to 1970s, the rapid growth of department, like what am I rapid? Very fast. It's only the rapid bike, like very fast. So there was a very fast growth in this department of psychology. They focus on testing, industrial psychology, education psychology. And if problems, too much dependence on Western theories. They were focusing on like Western theories, how to do that, this, that, all those things. 1970s, addressing social issues. After psychology, they understood that even psychology can clear or solve the social issues. Like psychology began focusing on poverty, first one. Second, caste. See, poverty, problem, these, that, psychology are clear. Caste issues, inequality, mental health, community psychology. So, whatever social problems were there, even psychology had the power to solve all those things. In 1980s, indigenization. That means need for Indian theories, Indian methods, culture relevant models, use of Indian concepts such as karma, self, yoga, value, and collectivism. So these all came in 1980s, indigenization. So they have a need for Indian theories, Indian methods, cultural relevant models, use of Indian concepts such as karma. Like we know all this karma, what will happen, come back. In 1990s, what happened? Paradigmatic concerns and identity crisis. There was a problem, debate. Is Indian psychology science or philosophy? They got a confusion. Whether psychology is from science or from philosophy. There was lack of clear disciplinary identity. They not have a proper idea where it came from. So psychology was struggling between Western influence and Indian traditions. So Western influence totally different, we know, opposite of what we follow in Indian culture. So there was a clash between both of them. So what happened in 2000? There was the emergence of Indian psychology in academia. They started separately. So before, still now we had Western psychology, Western transformation, Western tradition. But now we follow a start in 2000. Anybody born in 2000? Just put your comment. Let me see who all born in 2000. So what happened here? Emergence of Indian psychology in academia. Strong push to build Indian psychology as a field. So separately they are very grateful. Nowadays you know how much big field psychology is. Like conferences, journals, research on yoga, meditation, values, spirituality, etc. Now what happened? This integration of Eastern plus scientific approaches, they joined together. And they had more meetings, they had discussions, and they will learn more all those things. Okay, these are the things we learn. So it's very interesting way to know that how psychology came inside our India. Okay, I hope that you got an idea about how the psychology entered into the India. So any doubts, comments, you want to have better ideas, please share that. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.